Okay, time for PSSA Power 69. Make sure you already did it, and now you're just checking and correcting answers. So in the first problem, I have to find interquartile range of the numbers below. Now you got to remember what interquartile range is. That is the third quartile minus the first quartile. So in this one, I have to find the quartiles. And I notice when I count, there are 7 numbers here. So I'm going to, because that's odd, I'm going to take the middle number out, which is 7 here. So 7 would be the median, but we don't need that for this problem. To get the quartiles, we have to find the middle of the lower half and the middle of the upper half. So to get Q3, I'm going to start with the middle of the upper half, which is 9. So 9 is Q3. Now I'm going to find Q1. The middle of the lower half is 5. And 9 minus 5 is 4, so if that's what you had and you did, give yourself a C. Okay, let's go over to the right. Percent proportion. Now, if you solve this without percent proportion, that's fine, but now you need to be doing percent proportion with me. Remember, when we do that, we're setting up 2 fractions. Fraction equals a fraction. And we have percent over 100 is over of, but since it's a real-world problem, we're going to have part over whole. So, as I read this, it says a baseball team has 9 wins. The team won 60% of its games. There's my percent. How many games did the team play altogether? Now, since I don't know how many games the team played altogether, that sounds like a total. I'm going to use T for total. So my percent is 60, so I'm going to do 60 over 100. Now, the part over whole, the wins are going to be part, the total games is going to be the whole. So the 9 wins is part, and the total games is whole, so that's T. Now, I notice going from 60 to 9 doesn't work because 60 does not divide by a nice number to get 9. So I'm going to use the trick of reducing this fraction 60 over 100 to see what happens. So if I type in the fraction 60 over 100 and reduce it, or if I just divide, let me see, if I divide first by 10, I would get 6/10, and if I divide by 2, I would get 3/5. Or you could just type it in the calculator. So 60 over 100 is going to reduce to 3/5. Now this problem is going to be much easier to do because 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times 3 is 15. So my answer is 15. Remember, if you can't get your fraction with a percent, 60 over 100, to get to the second fraction, try reducing it, and then it's often easier. Okay, third problem. It says, evaluate the expression. Now, we read this problem as the absolute value of -3 plus the absolute value of -9. So to remember what that means, the absolute value of -3 is just 3, and the absolute value of -9 is 9. And 3 plus 9 is 12. All right, last problem, histogram. It says, which interval had 4 students? So the intervals are basically these. 60 to 69 is an interval, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, and 90 to 99. So which one had 4 students? So this is number of students. If I just go over, I see this interval here has 4 students. So your answer should be 70 to 79, which is B. All right, make any corrections and be ready for the next day, because it will be graded. Thanks, guys.